Solomon watched wealthy men destroy themselves. He carved 5 warnings into stone. 3,000 years ago, the richest king in recorded history noticed a pattern. Wealthy merchants, powerful officials, even royal advisors, they kept falling into the same 5 traps. Not wars, not famines, not bad luck, self-inflicted wounds. Solomon didn't just observe this pattern. He wrote it down in the Book of Proverbs, verse by verse, trap by trap. Today, Ryan, a 35-year-old marketing manager in Portland, earning $78,000 a year, is about to walk straight through one of those same gates. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which of Solomon's 5 forbidden gates you might already be walking through, and how to turn around before it's too late. Solomon ruled ancient Israel during its golden age. His personal wealth, adjusted for modern estimates, exceeded $2 trillion. But what made Solomon remarkable wasn't accumulating wealth, it was watching others lose it. Over decades, he documented 5 specific patterns that drained fortunes. 5 gates that looked like opportunity but led to financial ruin. The data proves he was right. In 2026, total U.S. household debt has reached $18.8 trillion. 48% of Americans struggle to cover monthly expenses. The traps Solomon identified 3 millennia ago aren't ancient history. They're your credit card statement, your co-signed loan, your lottery ticket. The first gate is the one most people walk through willingly for someone they love. Trap 1. The gate of false promises. Proverbs chapter 22, verses 26 through 27. Do not be one who shakes hands in pledge or puts up security for debts. If you lack the means to pay, your very bed will be snatched from under you. Solomon didn't mince words. He compared cosigning to handing a stranger the deed to your house. In ancient Israel, the consequences were real. A failed guarantee could mean losing everything, even your freedom. Maya, 28, a freelance designer in Austin, learned this lesson at 24. Her older brother needed a car loan. His credit score sat at 540. She co-signed a $28,000 auto loan without hesitation. 18 months later, he stopped making payments. The lender didn't call him. They called Maya. Her credit score dropped 127 points overnight. The $28,000 balance appeared on her credit report like a wound that wouldn't heal. According to the Federal Trade Commission, 75% of co-signed loans end up being repaid, at least partially, by the co-signer. 3 out of 4. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reports that cosigning is the #1 reason young adults experience unexpected credit damage. Ryan watched Maya's situation unfold across the dinner table at Thanksgiving. His own mother had asked him to co-sign a personal loan 3 months earlier. He said yes. The payments haven't been missed yet, but Solomon's warning echoes: if you lack the means to pay, your very bed will be snatched. If you've ever co-signed for someone you love and felt that pit in your stomach checking your credit report, you already know this gate. Trap 2. The gate of endless pleasure. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 17. Whoever loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and olive oil will never be rich. Solomon didn't condemn enjoying life. He warned against making pleasure the priority. The ancient Hebrew word here, simcha, means celebration without restraint, feasting without counting the cost. Derek, 42, a regional sales director in Chicago, earned $115,000 last year. 5 years ago, he earned $72,000. His savings? Identical, nearly zero. Every raise triggered an upgrade. New car, bigger apartment, premium streaming bundles. A $200 a month gym he used twice. Researchers call this the hedonic treadmill, and the numbers are staggering. According to Lending Club, 36% of Americans earning over $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck. Bankrate's 2025 survey found only 21% of Americans grew their emergency savings last year. The Federal Reserve estimates that choosing an $800 car payment over a $500 one and investing the $300 difference at 7% costs approximately $263,000 over 25 years. Derek doesn't feel poor. He drives a BMW. He eats out 4 times a week. But Solomon would recognize him instantly, a man who loves wine and olive oil, a man whose lifestyle expands to swallow every dollar. $300 a month times 25 years at 7% equals $263,000. That's not budgeting advice. That's a $250,000 gate Derek walked through without noticing. If Solomon's financial wisdom is making you see your own habits differently, consider subscribing. We break down one ancient principle every week that still works today. Trap 3. The gate of easy money. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 11. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. In Solomon's era, the quick wealth trap was dishonest scales and counterfeit weights. Today, it's a crypto token promising 400% returns, a sports betting app that makes gambling feel like investing, or a forex guru selling a $997 course. The FB. I reported that Americans lost $11.4 billion to cryptocurrency scams in 2025, a 22% increase from the year before. The American Gaming Association estimates Americans lost over $250 billion gambling in 2026. 1 in 4 Americans aged 18 to 34 now gambles daily. Ryan nearly fell through this gate last March. A college friend pitched a guaranteed DeFi protocol promising 18% monthly returns. Ryan almost transferred his emergency fund, $4,200, before searching the project name and finding nothing but warnings. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 20. A faithful person will be richly blessed, but one eager to get rich will not go unpunished. Solomon understood compound patience. The difference between building wealth and chasing it isn't speed, it's direction. Little by little sounds boring, but boring is what survives. How many of these gates have you already walked through? Most people don't count until it's too late. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Solomon never explicitly stated, but his writings reveal, these 5 gates don't open one at a time, they compound. Derek's lifestyle inflation makes him vulnerable to get-rich-quick schemes because he needs fast money to maintain his spending. Ryan's cosigning habit pushes him toward debt because someone else's failure lands on his credit report. The sluggard's procrastination means the debt keeps growing while he sleeps. The average American household carries $105,444 in total debt. That number doesn't come from one bad decision. It comes from walking through multiple gates simultaneously, each one making the next harder to avoid. Even Solomon acknowledged this weight. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 13. I have seen a grievous evil under the sun, wealth hoarded to the harm of its owners. Sometimes the trap isn't losing money, it's holding on to habits that slowly suffocate you. Trap 4. The gate of the lender. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. This might be Solomon's most quoted financial verse, and the most ignored. In ancient Israel, a man who couldn't repay his debts could literally become a servant to his creditor. The chain was physical. Today, the chains are digital but equally binding. Total U.S. household debt reached $18.8 trillion in the first quarter of 2026. Average credit card debt per household, $6,715. The serious delinquency rate on credit cards has climbed to 7.1%, the highest in over a decade. Ryan carries $14,200 in credit card debt from his 20s. At 22.99% APR, he pays $272 monthly in interest alone, money that builds nothing, buys nothing, goes nowhere. That's $3,264 a year, enriching his lender. Solomon would look at Ryan's statement and call it exactly what it is: slavery with a login screen. 3,000 years later, the borrower is still slave to the lender. The only thing that changed is the interest rate. Trap 5, the gate of tomorrow. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 6 through 11. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief. Solomon didn't just warn against laziness in work. He warned against financial laziness, the "I'll start saving next month" trap. The ant doesn't wait for a deadline. It doesn't need a manager. It builds reserves when times are good. Fidelity reports that early 401k withdrawals have tripled since 2020, jumping from 1.7% to approximately 6%. People aren't just failing to save, they're raiding what they have. Bankrate found that 48% of Americans couldn't cover an unexpected $1,000 expense without borrowing. Ryan set up automatic deposits to his savings account 3 years ago. He chose $50 a month. He never increased it, never adjusted for raises. Solomon's ant wouldn't recognize this as preparation. Solomon carved these 5 warnings for a reason, not to judge, to protect. He watched powerful men walk through these gates, cosigning their freedom, chasing pleasure, grabbing easy money, borrowing their future, waiting for tomorrow. He wrote it all down so you wouldn't have to learn the hard way. Ryan looked at his bank statement last Tuesday night. For the first time, he counted his gates, 2, maybe 3, but counting them was the first step to closing them. Tonight, do what Ryan did. Open your bank statement. Identify which of Solomon's 5 gates you might be walking through, just one. That's your starting point. If this changed how you see your money, share it with someone who needs to hear Solomon's warning before they walk through a gate they can't come back from. And if you want to know the ancient system Solomon actually used to build wealth, the 4 vaults that funded a golden age, that video is waiting for you right here.